everyone, I'm Sarah from Everyday Starlet, and today I am doing a little Selena Gomez inspired makeup tutorial. I actually was obsessed with watching the fashion at the Met Ball, and I was actually scanning through looking for some ideas for like hair makeup tutorials, different things, and I just kept going back to Selena's makeup look. I was like, well, it's so basic, but yet it's just so classic, but yet modern, and I loved it. And for some reason, even though the theme of the night was, you know, China through the looking glass, and her look was totally appropriate for that, it, for some reason, for me, evoked a very, I don't know, like Barefoot Contessa. I don't mean like Ina Garten, I mean Ava Gardner in Barefoot Contessa. It just had just such an old Hollywood feel to it, but yet it was also young and modern. And I actually fashioned this Orchid headpiece, which I will tell you about after the tutorial. And I actually have the actual lipstick and lip liner that Selena's makeup artist used on her. So if you want to see how I got this Selena Gomez at the Met Ball inspired makeup, then just keep watching. Now for starters, I already did my base makeup, and I actually did a whole video on how I do my base makeup. The technique is the same pretty much, I'll link it below, but I have actually been using some different products. So if you want to see an updated version on how I do my base makeup, then leave me a thumbs up. I just want to share with you a few things that I did. I used a primer, and I used my new favorite foundation, which is the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation, which gives you that flawless look. And I also, because Selena Gomez's makeup was pretty much all Elizabeth Arden, I used Elizabeth Arden 8-Hour Cream on my lips, which she also used. This is my holy grail, people. You need this in your life. I'm not a cream blush fan, but I know Selena Gomez's makeup artist did actually put some cream blush on her face. I actually only have one. She used, I think, a little bit more of a warmer shade, but her skin tone is a little bit warmer than mine. I actually use the only cream blush that I actually have, which is the NYX Cream Blush in Natural. I put a little bit on. It's a little bit pinkier, I think, than the shade that she would use, but I have a cooler skin tone, so I figured it was appropriate. And then I just sort of put a layer of powder on my face. I love my powder, which is actually from Clinique, and I love my powder brush, which is Real Techniques. And I also filled in my brows with my Anastasia of Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. I figure it's brows, so I'm not going to spend too much time filling them in on camera. But one thing I am going to do, if you notice like close-ups of Selena's makeup, her brows actually were brushed up, very sort of like straight up, which I usually kind of like brush mine off to the side. So I'm actually going to use my favorite brow gel, which I actually talked about this in a brow gel review, which I will link below, but this is actually my Tarte Amazonian Clay Tinted Brow Gel. This is actually in the shade Taupe, which I love. I've actually tried gray as well, and I think they're both great for blondes and lighter skin tones. And I'm just brushing the hairs up. I've actually groomed my brows, because you don't want to do this if your brows are like really untrimmed, but if you brush them up and you notice there's a lot of them that are like sticking way up, you can kind of snip them with scissors. Just be careful. You don't want to cut yourself, and you also don't want to take off too much of your brow, but just brush it up a little bit. The hair, if you really look close, the hair, Selena's like brow hairs were actually brushed up, which gave her that real fullness, almost like a Brooke Shields kind of brow. Okay, next I'm going to go in and do a little bit of contouring. I believe Selena's makeup artist used NARS contour powders. I'm going to use my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit because that's what I have, and my Real Technique contour brush. It's dirty, so please don't look at it. I hadn't had time to clean it. For me personally, I usually use the center color here just because it's the coolest tone. And then I'm just going into the hollows of my cheeks. I just want to give myself, cheekbones, people. That's basically what I'm doing here. I don't have cheekbones. I have a round face. Selena's face is a little bit round too, so I'm sure that going in with this sort of contour powder is sort of a priority there. Just kind of gives you a more defined cheekbone, and we're gonna, whew, that's a lot. I'm gonna blend that in, don't worry. And obviously how much you contour really does depend on you and your face and your comfort level. I like to go in on my jawline a little bit and a little bit on the sides of my nose, but you don't want to go too crazy. Now, I didn't read anything about Selena's makeup artist using like highlighter on her. Maybe she just has a natural glow, I don't know. But I'm actually going to just brush on a tiny bit of my absolute like favorite new product, which is the Hourglass Ambient Light Powder in Ethereal Light. These come in a bunch of different shades, and they just kind of make your face look perfect. Like, they're like a perfecting powder. I happen to grab Ethereal Light because I thought it would work best with my skin tone, and I'm loving it. I have the palette, but I haven't played around with the other colors because I'm so obsessed with this one. Hourglass is pricey, I will admit. Think about it before you invest in it, but it's pretty amazing. She just kind of had this like glow in the center of her face. Just sort of like forehead, bridge of the nose, tops of the cheeks, and the chin. It just kind of gives that sort of little inner glow look. And then Selena's makeup artist used cream blush, like I said, before she powdered, but then apparently he used a tea rose blush. I don't know which one he used, but I decided to pick up my Milani's tea rose blush. I hate using this because it's so pretty. I don't want to mess it up, but I'm actually just going to use my Real Techniques blush brush, and I'm just going to put a little bit on just to give myself a little bit of color. Now moving on to eyes. I'm trying this for the first time, people, so I am gonna see how this works. I've always been kind of like rolled my eyes when people on YouTube put on the tape on their eyes, but I said, you know what, I kind of want to give this a try. I have a feeling, looking at Selena's makeup, that this is what her makeup artist did, because she had not a defined line, but she had a line that I just don't think you can create with just shadow. So I don't know if this is what her makeup artist did, but I decided to give this a try. Hopefully it won't take off any of my eyelashes, but I don't know. So we'll see. Looks cute, huh? I almost always use a Maybelline Color Tattoo as a base. It's not officially a primer, but it just kind of acts like one. I'm actually using the color Barely Branded right now because it's sort of the most neutral color that I have. And I'm just sort of tapping it on the, again, it's not really crucial that you do this, but it makes your makeup last longer. And I'm just kind of going all over. I'm going to go a little bit in the center of my eye to give it a little bit of brightness. And the Selena's makeup artist used, I believe, Elizabeth Arden eyeshadow in Smolder, I think. I don't actually have that. So I'm breaking out my Lorac Pro Palette. This is actually one of the first times it's the first time I'm using it on video, and I haven't played around with it too much. It's very new. But I'm going to use the color Pewter, which I kind of feel like is a little bit of a smoky kind of color, but it's not like too gray, and it's not too, I don't know, I feel like it's a neutral color. It's not too warm, it's not too cool, it's just right. And I'm actually using my Too Faced eyeshadow contour brush. It's a teddy bear brush. It's got a slanted tip, and I just like it because I feel like it gives me a lot of control. And I'm focusing more on the crease, but it's really just sort of a wash of color. This look is really not about the eyeshadow, it's more about the lips, liner, and lashes. So this is not really, the goal of this is not to get like really fancy eyeshadow. The goal is just very subtle. It isn't sticking to me. Nothing sticks to me, I'm telling you. My skin is not great. I feel like when I was in high school, like those like Bindi jewel things were really popular, like when Gwen Stefani was wearing them. I tried them like once and they would not stick to my face, like even for a second. Like they were just literally like just would fall right off. So stuff just doesn't stick to me. Now I'm gonna peel the tape off. I'm actually gonna just blend a little bit just because I don't want that super harsh line. It's a subtle line. And now Selena's look was definitely all about the liner. So I'm actually going to use, because it's the easiest liner to use, I'm telling you, if you're afraid of winged liner, totally, Kat Von D Tattoo Liner. This will be your best friend. If you're just starting out, or, I mean, I've used a lot of different liquid eyeliners. I've used like gel eyeliners, and I'm pretty comfortable with them, but to be honest, like this is just so easy. It's like, why make it more complicated for yourself? I like my little, I have like a little poodle, if you can see it. Like it's a little French poodle on my makeup mirror. This look is like lips, liner, and lashes. If you're recreating this at home, feel free to just like go all out. Okay, I finished my wings off camera because I need two hands and I can't balance a mirror and do my winged eyeliner. I'm good, but I'm not that good. I actually think I did a little bit more of a winged out than what Selena did, but I'm not doing false eyelashes. I know her look was all about the lashes, but I don't have the patience for false eyelashes, so I'm just gonna use like a really great mascara. So I figure I'll go a little bit more dramatic on the wing to make up for the fact that I'm not doing the false eyelashes. So I'm just going to curl my eyelashes, which is by far the sexiest part of this tutorial, as we all know. And then I'm just going to put on a few coats of my new favorite mascara, the Maybelline Lash Sensational. It is so gorgeous. I actually just yesterday got a huge compliment. Somebody was like, "Are you using a new mascara? Because, like, your lashes are gorgeous." And I was like, "Thank you, it's Maybelline." Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline. So just a few coats of this. I just did a review actually on false lash imitating mascaras, and if you saw it, I'll link it below, but the gist of it is I'm not really impressed with them, and I like this one much better. I like this one better than almost any other mascara, to be honest with you. Like, I bought this on a whim. I've mentioned it before, like, just because I like the packaging and was pleasantly surprised that I'm in love with it. And I'm going to put on, like, 2 coats because I am trying to get that, like, false lash look. So I'm not all that worried about it looking natural. I mean, I don't want it to be, like, really clumpy and gross, but I do want it to be really thick and dramatic. I like to go through and comb through. I have this, like, really frightening looking metal comb. I got it at Sephora. It's pink. I haven't been able to find a replacement for it because it's missing, like, a couple of the prongs in it, but I've never found anything else that's better than this at separating the lashes. It's just a little terrifying to put, like, little metal, like, spikes near your eyes. And I'm actually going to go in with the same shade of pewter with this is actually my Too Faced, it's like a little, what's it called? Liner brush. And I'm just going to put a little bit on. I don't want it to get too sprinkly. That's not really a word for eyeshadow, but I don't want to lose too much of it. And I'm just going to kind of go under the lash line. I feel like Selena had just sort of this little, like, almost like bronzy shimmery look under her lashes. Just kind of defines them a little bit. You can actually, if you want to do really bright, big eyes, you can do like a nude or a white on your waterline if you want to make them really, like, big and open. I don't know if Selena did that, but I wouldn't be surprised. A lot of people do, but she's kind of wide-eyed anyway. And I'm just going to put a little bit of mascara on the bottom lashes. I heard that Selena was, like, crying at one point, like hugging Kris Jenner. I have to admit, if I was in the same room as Kris Jenner, I'd probably be crying too. So if you think you're going to be in that situation, you might want to stick with waterproof mascara. Now for the pièce de résistance. I'm saying French because I have a little French poodle on my thing, so I'm speaking French today. I don't know why. I haven't used, like, a regular lipstick in so long because I've only been using, like, kiss-proof lip colors, but Selena's not kissing Justin anymore, so she better not be. I want Justin Bieber to leave Selena alone. Like, you know, there was that video with that guy that was, like, crying. It was like a YouTube video that went viral. It was like, "Leave Britney alone." Like, I feel like every time Justin Bieber mentions Selena, I want to yell and be like, "Leave Selena alone. Like, she could do much better." I think I care way too much about these people. This look is all about the lip color, and I actually went out and found the actual lip color that Selena's makeup artist used. It is Elizabeth Arden, and we start out with the lip liner in Red Door Red, which Elizabeth Arden is, of course, known for their red door. That's their signature. And the thing that's so cool about this is that I didn't really have a red lip liner, so this was great for me to invest in, even though it is a little pricey, but it actually has, I was like, what is this thing on the other end? And you actually pull it off. Let me see if I can do it. And I couldn't figure out what this was at first until I realized this is actually like a little pencil sharpener. Like, how cool is that? Like a pencil sharpener on one end and, like, the lip liner on the other. Genius! So I'm gonna line the lips, and I'm gonna kind of go with the natural lip line. Like, I'm not totally going for, like, a Kylie Jenner lip here. I'm just gonna kind of go pretty natural. And I'm gonna fill it in. I don't know if her makeup artist filled it in or not, but I don't know. For me and lip liner, that's just usually what I do. It makes it last longer. It intensifies the color. And unless I'm going for, like, an ombre lip or, you know, like the Kylie Jenner lip, which I actually did a Kylie Jenner lip tutorial recently. I'll link that below. Like, unless I'm going for specifically sort of a unique liner look, I usually always fill it in. And then Selena's bold matte red lip color was actually Elizabeth Arden Beautiful Color Moisturizing Lipstick in Bold Red. First of all, the packaging is gorgeous. I don't know if you can see that, but it is like, it's like gold doors, like, all along. I mean, how gorgeous is this? I'm, like, obsessed with this. I want to, like, just leave this on my makeup table to have on display. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like I want this in, like, a necklace or, like, earrings, or this is big for an earring, but, like, I just am loving this. I'm not really much of a lip brush fan. I know that's like the proper way you're supposed to put on lipstick, but I'm not really much of one. I feel so like glamorous and elegant when I actually like put on lipstick from the tube. I feel so like old Hollywood. Almost like you want to do it in slow-mo, so like you're like seducing your, I don't know, seducing your subject. And I always finish putting on my lipstick to prevent any from getting on my teeth with the finger trick. I stick my finger in my mouth. This looks horrible, but it works. Trust me, I stick my finger in my mouth, pull it out, there you go. All the lipstick is now on your finger, none on your teeth, people. Perfection. And of course, here is our finished makeup look. Selena actually had her hair slicked back in an updo. I actually have my hair in this bun, which I actually have a little cheat for. I did a video about that a while back, which I'll link below. And then she had these gorgeous like orchids in her hair. I actually just went to Michael's and I bought a branch of orchids, and I was actually gonna put them on a headband, but I kind of ran out of time. So I actually just I cut off the stem and I actually just pinned this. It's actually, they're still on the branch, and I just pin this all over my head. Selena's hairstylist actually used all Moroccan oil products in her hair, and I actually used them all too because I am obsessed with them. So I might do a blog post about it. I don't know, we'll see. These earrings are actually from the Bauble Bar. They're not exact replicas of Selena's, but they're dangly, and Selena wore dangly earrings, so I just thought it would work with the whole look. So if you enjoyed this makeup tutorial, please give me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. And if you decide to recreate this look, please let me know. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Sarah Blodgett. The links will be down below. If you have any questions, comments, anything, please leave them in the comment section below. I always love to hear from you. And be sure to subscribe so we can be YouTube friends, because I always love making new friends. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you join me next time.